All right, welcome back. Another day in the life of the Grimwards. I am out here today doing something I should have done when I first got my tractor. So if you are like me, I bought a grapple, and I use that grapple almost like a bulldozer when I'm trying to pick up brush and debris. So what I've done, I was doing another little welding project, so I figured I would do this. So what I've done is taken my brush guard off, and I've ground down the sides, you can see. And then what I got here is I went to my local metal recyclers, and they also sell stuff. So I picked up a piece of expansion metal. Now this isn't going to help me become more of a bulldozer, but at least it's going to stop me from breaking my grill. So I'll put in a picture. But I did break the grill. So now I'm just going to try and eliminate that for the future. So what you're going to see here is just me. I'm going to fit this piece of expansion metal. I'm going to do a little bit of welding. I've got a Lincoln Electric Pro MIG 135. It's an old, I say old welder. I bought it from Lowe's years ago. That's it right there. And I've had it for 20 years. And it works great. I do have the mixed bottle on the back, so I am using gas. So it really works out great. So I'm not using a stick welder. I'm not doing anything crazy like that. It's gonna be halfway decent. Let's put it that way. And I'm no welder. I did a lot in my auto body days, but I'm no welder. So what you're gonna see is just me fitting this thing, trying to fit it the best way, put a couple tacks on it, and then I'm just going to start welding it down the sides, and then we'll cut off one side, maybe try and roll the top, see how that goes. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you know, most people say that they're not good welders, they're not, and I'm really not, but I did a lot in the body shop business. Welding is one of those skills, if you don't do it a lot, you perish with it, you know what I mean? Like, it just goes away. The more you do it, the better you get, the more fluid you get, and that's really what it's all about. So like I said, we'll probably speed up some of this, but now I'm just gonna try and fit this thing the best I can and put a couple tacks on it and go. Let's maybe switch this up. Trying not to yank everything out of the garage today because it's supposed to rain. And I'm just afraid that as soon as I start doing this, it's going to rain. So I'm trying to stay close to the garage. So that's the plan. That's the plan. All right, so what I'm going to do is probably try and roll a little bit of this over the top. So I'm going to probably leave it a little long. And then we'll just roll that over the top and try and weld it once I got it good and tacked in. So, to be honest, I might just go ahead and try and tack it, and then we'll see where we're at. Instead of trying to, I was fighting with clamping it earlier, I don't know if this might be easier. All right, now I'm just gonna Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I just went on both sides, and I'll get you kind of in there so you can see it. I went on both sides of that expansion metal, and I just went down. I put a little bit of tack there on both sides. If you can see this side here. Just on both sides of those little X's, all the way down. So what I'm gonna do now, oh, there you go. So what I'm gonna do now is cut off the excess from the side and the bottom, because the bottom is pretty much done. This can only go so much, so I'm just gonna, cut this straight across here. I'll make a little line and a mark, and I'll zip that off, and then the same thing on that edge. I'll get it nice and flush with the edge, and then what we can do is we can turn this thing and we'll start beating over, because I want to take this and I want to kind of curl it over. You can see that this is still hanging out, and I want to just kind of roll that over the top, just in case, so when you drive into stuff, something coming over the top won't scratch the hood, that kind of thing. Okay, I think we're gonna call that good. Let me get you a little bit around the front here. This is kind of what I was doing, give you an idea. So I just kind of rolled it over the top a little bit and then welded it. So what I might do is come back and trim off some of that top too. We'll just have to take a look at it. Maybe get rid of those sharp edges. And then the same thing down here. It was just, I'll have to trim this up a little bit too as I was off here. But I'll just come back and trim that off, get those sharp edges off of there, and then a fresh coat of black spray paint. Paint will make it what it ain't, as they say. And then we'll get some footage when it's back on the tractor so you can get a really good look at it. All right, welcome back. I got this hanging here at the paint booth. So I put a good coat on it. Now I'm gonna come back with like a second kind of touch-up coat. So once we get it all painted, we'll come back and I'll show you bolting it on and we'll show you the final product. But this is just gonna be me putting a little bit of paint on here, which I don't know if you wanna watch paint dry, but a little bit more paint and then we'll show it going back on the tractor. All right, so we're trying to wrap up this grill guard, brush guard project. So I painted it. You saw me finish painting it the other day, and then it was just hanging in the garage drying. So now we're going to slide it back on, and it's going to be a little difficult to see, but once we get in and get a couple bolts in it, then we'll bring the camera in. You guys can see. I mean, it's pretty much 2 bolts and then 2 sliding bolts that you can pull it forward when you open the hood. So it's not super complicated, but we'll get you in there and then you can kind of see the end result. Okay, so we got these kind of started. The other day I also had to make a couple adjustments on these brackets down here, but got everything started, so now we're just going to tighten it up. The other thing too is these are Teflon nuts, because so this thing pivots so you can open the hood. You know what I mean? So that's pretty good right there. It's good and tight. And then these are what lock it down on both sides. And usually when you're just going to open the hood, you don't have to take them out this far. They just you just got to just barely loosen them and then they come off. So that's pretty much it. That's the finished product. So now, what you saw before, that hole in the grill back there, that will fix that problem. So now we shouldn't get any stuff in the headlights, the grill. Hopefully I won't run into anything else. But like I said, if you're going to use this and you're going to use it like your grapple on there, you're going to run into stuff. It's inevitable. I don't care how much you try or not try to not hit things, it's going to happen because you're driving into the pile here. But anyway, so that's just wrapping that up. Now you can see it. It's the end result. That's all there is to it. So, all right. Thanks for joining us here on another little project. Comment, like it, share it, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.